a story that me and Taylor refer to as Crinkle Fry Fingers, and you'll find out very soon. So me and Taylor both went to the same elementary school, which was this super tiny, kind of ghetto Catholic school, like so ghetto that ceiling tiles would fall out and fall on people's heads, and people would fall through the floors into the water fountain. And anyways, so it was tiny. Happened in the fifth grade, so I was 10, and it was at lunchtime intramurals, which, for those of you who don't know what that is, basically started off being for everyone, aka the athletically challenged kids who didn't make any sports teams and still wanted to play sports. But then by the end of the first month, they were just back in their natural habitat playing Pokemon in classrooms anyways, so it was kind of pointless. So I stuck with it because I like playing basketball, and the intramurals this month were basketball, and I was running late one day. So I quickly got changed, got on my shorts and my shirt, and then put on my sneakers and ran out these doors. And another thing about the school is that most of the doors were these gigantic metal fire doors that literally took all of the mighty strength of a 10-year-old to open them. You had to kind of twist it and kind of just drop your body weight so you could pull the door back. Anyways, so once I managed to get the door open, I was running towards my friends and then realized that my shoelace was undone. So I stopped and leaned on the closing door to tie them up because honestly, you could push yourself up against the door as long as you wanted and you still would be able to get it open. So I was tying my shoe and I had my hand on the door, and then I went to go run towards my friends and something pulled me back. I checked to see if it was my shirt, and I was like, no, it wasn't my shirt stuck in the door. Was it my shorts? No, it wasn't my shorts either. So then I looked, and my hand had gotten stuck in between the wedge and the door where they just closed, and it takes so long to get the giant metal doors open because they're really heavy. So I'm frantically twisting the knob, leaning my entire body weight up against the door, trying to get it open. And then I finally get the door open and pull out this. It was my palm with 4 Crinkle Fry looking fingers sticking out, and I kind of stopped and stared at my fingers for a bit because they were dented and sideways, and the tip of one finger was pointing one way, the other was pointing another. And I guess I was in shock, or my body put me in shock as soon as my hand went through the door because I didn't feel anything. I just kind of stood there looking at my Crinkle Fry fingers. So I walked up to my gym teacher, and I didn't really know what to say, so I just kind of looked at him and lifted up my hand and kind of put it in his face, and then he freaked out a little bit, and he was like, oh my god, okay. But then he realized that he was talking to a child who was probably in shock, so he said, okay, you know what, it's fine. Just go to the cafeteria lady and get some ice. So I walked up the stairs and got in the line at the cafeteria because, I was still in shock. I wasn't going to run in front of them just to get ice. So I'm stood there in line holding up my hand that is literally bent every which way. And then a kid in front of me turns around, notices my hand, starts crying and freaking out. Then a bunch of other kids notice my hand, and they start crying and freaking out. And then I slowly start to freak out, but I'm like, it's okay. You still don't feel anything. It's okay. Your fingers are going to just go back to the way they're supposed to be. And then the cafeteria lady sees the kids freaking out, and then she starts freaking out. And I asked her for some ice, and then she's digging through the freezer, Dixie cups and ice cream sandwiches spewing everywhere. So she finally gets some ice, flicks it at me because I think she's too afraid to go near my hand. And then by this time, I am just tripping balls. I am freaking out, crying, looking at this mass of a hand, thinking that I'm never going to be able to write again. And then I should have played the piano. I should have learned how to play the piano before this happened. And now I'd never get to play the piano, and I never get to type or write or anything ever again. Then I was going to lose my hand, and it was all very dramatic. And then finally a normal teacher came in and calmed me down. She said, it's okay, we're just going to call your mom, and then she's going to come, she's going to take you to the hospital, your hands are going to be fine. And I'm just this sobbing mess. I don't even remember it, but apparently I just kept saying, are they going to be dented forever? Oh my God, what happened to them? Are they going to be dented forever? Are they going to be dented forever? Anyway, so I went to the hospital. Turns out I broke every single one of my fingers within seconds. So I had splints on my fingers for a while, and now they are still a bit crinkly, but they're straight, They're fingers. They work. And that is my Crinkle Fry story.